Monster Jam fans, welcome out to another incredible commentary here on the channel. I'm your host who's ready for Monster Jam, and welcome to Lone Depot Park as 2022 Week 10 gets underway here in Miami, Florida, as Stadium Championship Series Yellow is ready for another fantastic week of action. Let's meet the drivers competing here in Miami. From Team Throttle Monster, there are two drivers representing that independent team. The first of the two is Paul Jensen in Jurassic Attack, and after him is Mike Christensen in Vendetta. Those two guys looking for good weekends here in Miami. Then at a team screen, we have Craig Champion in El Toro Loco and Preston Perez in Axe, as those two guys are also part of the team. Next up, with Jim Kohler and Corey Rummel, also members of Team Scream. Jim Kohler is here in Avenger Fire. He is also joined by his teammate Corey Rummel in Megalodon. Caleb Blood is here in Soldier Fortune. She's been having a lot of good weeks in a row, and Charlie Palkin has been a mainstay towards the top of this tour since the very first stop. Now we get into the final four. Barry Musauer in Zombie won freestyle last week in El Paso in the first event. He has been looking really good all season. Camden Murphy had a very good weekend in El Paso, won the overall event championship in the first show, and also had a really good one in the second. Tyler Menninga in Gravedigger continues to push his way towards the top of the tour, all chasing Ryan Anderson and Son of a Digger right there at the top. But Ryan Anderson has been holding that spot since the beginning of this tour, and he has not let it go. Let's get into Monster Jam Racing here in the first of two shows at Lone Depot Park. Let's get going with racing. Mike Christensen and Vendetta's in the near lane. Preston Perez and Axe is in the far lane. As we are ready to roll with Monster Jam Racing here today. Preston Perez, a small lead, but a weird bounce after that jump. And going over the final jump, it's a close one, but your winner is Preston Perez in Axe. Now another battle of the independents as Paul Jensen in Jurassic Attack takes on Craig Champion in El Toro Loco. Paul Jensen has had a very up and down season in racing this year, and Craig Champion has not had much success at all. But Craig Champion with the lead entering this final turn. It's a close one. Champion with a mistake, and it allows Jurassic Attack to make up the ground needed to win the race in round one. Now two former arena drivers go head-to-head. Barry Musauer and Zombie takes on Caleb Blood in Soldier Fortune. These two spent many years together in arena tours. Oh boy, smoke coming out of the motor for Zombie. That is a massive problem. That is going to severely hold him back. And Caleb Blood is going to have an easy victory here in round number one as she blows through the smoke and snags herself a victory. She's off to round two. Let's hope Barney Musauer can get that truck fixed up for skills, and if not, maybe for freestyle. What we've relocated here is Charlie Palkin, and Monster Mutt takes on Jim Kohler in Avenger Fire. Gotta love that Avenger Fire body. It hasn't been ran since last year, so nice to see it back out onto the circuit. And Jim Kohler is all over the place right now, but Charlie Palkin staying smooth. Should be an easy victory for him, but he gets up on two wheels, and that gives Jim Kohler a win! Making me eat my words. It's happened a few times this year, but Charlie Palkin had it in the bag, made one mistake, and it costs him the night. Round two time, as we have teammates going head-to-head here. Corey Rummel in Megalodon takes on Preston Perez and Axe, both from Team Scream Racing. Corey Rummel still in hunt of that first racing win of the year. Corey Rummel with the lead right now. Preston Perez is falling way behind, and Corey Rummel dominating his way to the semifinals. Preston Perez's night in racing ends in the second round. Now pulling to the line, Ryan Anderson and Son of a Digger, and Paul Jensen in Jurassic Attack. Son of a Digger in the near lane. Jurassic Attack in the far lane. Ryan Anderson has won a racing competition once before. It was in the very last Miami event we've ever had back in 2020. So he is hoping to continue that success here in this venue, and he's got a big lead going to this final turn. And it goes all to Ryan Anderson as the round two win is his. He is off to the semifinals, and more trucks with smoke blowing out of the motor. Hopefully Jurassic Attack is all right. Now Caleb Blood in Soldier Fortune takes on Tyler Menninga in Gravedigger. This would be a huge win for Caleb Blood if she can snag it. These two are 2-2 this year in racing at the stadium level. Well, in their career, they're 2-2, I should say. I don't know if that's just this year. And Caleb Blood snags this one by about 3 truck lengths. Soldier Fortune beats Gravedigger. How about that? More round 2 action, the final race of this round. Camden Murphy in the Bakugan Dragonoid heads to line as he takes on Charlie Palkin in Monster Mutt. Winner of this race goes to the semifinals. This is a very good matchup. These two are both fantastic racers. Camden Murphy is 7-3 against Charlie Palkin in his Monster Jam career, and he is looking to add to that here, and he will. A dominant win for Camden Murphy, whose racing has just gotten better and better by the week this year, as he is a continuous threat. We go to the semifinals. Preparing for battle here in the semifinals, Corey Rumble and Megalodon, and Ryan Anderson and Son of a Digger. These two, well, both of them serious threats to win racing tonight. Ryan Anderson 13-6 in his career against Corey Rummel. But Corey Rummel has a lead going to the final turn, and boy does he want this one bad. Ryan Anderson trying to make up ground, and he will! Megalodon with a mistake, handing the win to Son of a Digger. And another race where Corey Rummel just needed to have a smooth turn and he would have won it all, but not this time. Now the next pairing here, we have Camden Murphy in the Bakugan Dragonoid taking on Caleb Blood in Soldier Fortune. The winner will go to the final round. Caleb Blood in hunt of what might be the biggest win of her career, if not one of the biggest. She took down Camden Murphy last week in racing in El Paso. The truck broke, and that didn't allow her to move on. So she is hoping for a huge win here. It's close, going over the final ramp, but Bakugan Dragonoid snags the win, and he is off to the final round. Monster Jam fans, it is time for the final round of Monster Jam racing here at Lone Depot Park, the first of 2 events this incredible weekend. We had 12 Monster Jam drivers enter the racing bracket, but only 2 remain. Let's meet them. In the near lane, he has been bad fast all year, but recently he has just turned it up a notch. This is Camden Murphy in the Bakugan Dragonoid. In the far lane, he has more racing wins than anyone in Monster Jam Stadium events in 2022. He has looked really fast all night long, and boy, would he love to add another win to his total. It is Ryan Anderson in Son of a Digger. These two are no strangers to matching up against each other. Ryan Anderson is 11-8 over Camden Murphy in their Stadium Tour careers. So these two guys have plenty of history, but Ryan Anderson holds a small advantage. You know that Camden Murphy would love nothing more than to continue adding to his points tour. If Camden got this hot earlier in the year, he might be a lot closer to the top of this tour right now. Both of these drivers have been great all year. We've got green. Let's crown a racing winner here in this first show in Miami. Ryan Anderson, small lead going through the first turn. Going over the first jump, Ryan Anderson's got a mistake. That puts him back a little bit. Camden Murphy trying to capitalize. We go to the final jump, but over the line, Ryan Anderson makes up the ground that he lost and is your winner here in Miami's first racing competition of the weekend. How about that? Unless he might have missed the ramp, who knows? It's possible he missed that other ramp. Let's find out. Did Ryan Anderson indeed miss the ramp? No, Ryan Anderson missed the ramp. He did miss the ramp on that far side, so Camden Murphy wins because of a 5-second penalty. And how about that for a way to win? Camden Murphy just stayed strong, didn't make any mistakes, and that gives him a win here in Lone Depot Park. That is one heck of a racing win for Camden Murphy there. That brings us to the skills competition. Leading it off in the skills competition, Mike Christensen, Vendetta. At the skills competition, you can do one of 2 things. You can either do 2 two-wheel moves or 1 donut. Mike Christensen has done a combination of both in the past. He does a lot of donuts, does a lot of two-wheel moves. When he comes out first, he tends to do the two-wheel moves. When he comes out a little bit later, you know, there's really no pattern, but, you know, he changes it up frequently. He has come out first a couple of times. Oftentimes comes out towards the beginning of the pack. Going for the jammer, is going for the two-wheel moves. He gets a beautiful slap wheelie. That's a new move. We see a lot from him in this competition. It's something he's gotten comfortable doing. He has one hit left. Going for a bicycle. Mike Christensen. Solid little bicycle. It's a 5.738. Second out. Here in skills, this is Craig Champion, El Toro Loco. Craig Champion has had a wide variety of skills moves this year as well. Going for a stoppie. Oh yeah! A nice stoppie from Craig Champion. Moonwalked it up the ramp too. That is a very good first hit for El Toro Loco. Now, Zombie, unfortunately, doesn't get to come back out in this competition. Let's hope he can make it out for freestyle. You might remember he had some smoke flowing out of that engine in racing. So now Craig Champion trying to take the lead away from Vendetta. That was a very good first hit from Craig Champion. We'll see what he can do here with hit number 2. Trying for a popper, but can't get anything at all. El Toro Loco, though, does take the lead at a 6.928, so for right now, Craig Champion holds the top spot. And that brings in Jim Kohler, Avenger Fire. Let's take a look at that driver card of Avenger Fire, that gorgeous truck, absolutely beautiful. First debuted in the All-Star Challenge in 2019. Now competing out here in Miami. Going for a stoppie. He's done these a lot recently. He's had a couple good ones. Not that time, though. Unfortunately, couldn't quite get the kick for it. I'd say the best one of his career came back in Glendale earlier this season. That was a fantastic move. I got to witness that live, and I think that was the best one he's ever done. It's always cool when you see a veteran like Kohler, who doesn't normally do these kind of things, just adapt to the environment, get good at them. Going for the racing lane, sticking to his roots. A great sky wheelie from Avenger. The truck shuts off. It's a 6.573, so that's not enough for him to take the lead, but it's still a pretty good run. Preston Perez and Axe takes the track next for skills, and a nice kick off of that pod. Got a nice little bump off the lip, and he is walking a nice stoppie. He has gotten really good at those so far this season. As every week goes on, it just seems like Preston Perez gets better and better. I must say, it's been quite the joy to watch him. He has blossomed into a very good driver here. Going for the bicycle on the right side. And another solid move for Axe. And it takes the lead at a 7.275. So Preston Perez doing what he has done so well recently, and that's throw down a solid skills run. Here's Paul Jensen, Jurassic Attack. He also had some smoke coming out of the motor and racing. Good to see him back. Going for a donut. First driver to attempt a donut here today. And that is a solid donut for Jurassic Attack. It's not good enough for the lead, though. It's a 6.836. Dug up a nice hole in the ground for his skills run. That sends up Gravedigger, Tyler Menninga. Going for hit number 1 here in the skills competition. He's done a lot of fantastic skills moves. He leads the tour in skills wins. Moonwalking it on the top of the ramp, and that is a great first. Sidney combos it into a wheelie. He's done that so many times this year. Both Gravediggers at the stadium level have had some serious combos in 2022. Tyler Menninga's have just been above and beyond. Lining up for his second hit here. He wants that bicycle. You can see the way he's lining up on the racing lane. Getting a nice photo op. Here he goes towards the racing lane. The second hit of the run for Gravedigger. Getting it on the right side. Going on the sidewalls. Oh, trying to get it onto the other side. Can't quite do it. But it is enough for Gravedigger to take the lead at a 9.232. So a big score for Tyler Menninga gets him to the top spot. That will now send out Charlie Pauken in Monster Mutt. Charlie Pauken has had some solid skills runs this year. However, none have been good enough for him to snag a win. So he is hoping to maybe get that first one out of the way here in Miami. Charlie Pauken, your 2010 World Finals Freestyle Champion, was driving Monster Mutt in that event. Great to see him back in the truck here on tour, going for a bicycle. Riding it on the right side of the truck and walking it all the way into the turn. Oh boy, getting really close to the wall. I don't know if he hit the wall or not, but he got really close. They did have to shut him off regardless, but they refire him, and he is good to go. I don't think he touched the wall. That was really good driving from Charlie Pauken and a really good first hit, too. Hit number 2 incoming for Charlie Pauken as he hunts for what that hit is going to be. Such a beautiful venue here in Miami where the Marlins play. Great to see baseball stadiums getting their action. Always a fun time whenever Monster Jam gets to roll into baseball stadiums. And now that baseball's going to be back, well, they've got to make the most of it while they can. Oh no, couldn't get the kick. Unfortunately, Charlie Pauken really trying hard to get a good move there. Couldn't quite get the move he was looking for. Monster Mutt will have to settle with a 7.261. Here's Megalodon. Corey Rummel going for his first hit. A nice kick off of that lip. Balancing it on the front 2 wheels. Doing a nice job. Moonwalking it up the ramp. And he gets it right out. Oh no, still going on the sidewalls. Can he save it? No. That had the potential to be a phenomenal move from Corey Rummel, but he'll have to settle for being a one-hit and done. The score is an 8.207. The fans loved it for the one hit, but unfortunately that is not enough for him to take a lead. Enter Kayla Blood as Solter Fortune goes for her skills run here in Miami. Putting it on the front 2 wheels, walking a stoppie. Moonwalking it now towards the ramp and sets it down. Kayla Blood does not have a skills win this year. In fact, the only competition win she has is a freestyle win that she snagged a little while back. That was in Anaheim's 3rd show of the year. So no skills wins for her. She would love to get one here. Your leader is still Gravedigger with a 9.232. Kayla Blood giving a little kiss to the log before she wants to full send it on top of the pod. Nice sky wheelie. Oh, wow. Oh, my goodness. That was perfection. Sitting there on top of the pod, throws it in reverse, and that is one of the best sky wheelies you will ever see. Perfectly executed. Puts her in 2nd place as well at an 8.974. You gotta love when old school moves get you points. That is really special for Kayla Blood. She's out of the truck and she is fired up. The man, the myth, the legend himself, Ryan Anderson in Son of a Digger, gets his crack at the skills competition. You know he's driving a little angry after not winning racing because of a mistake, a 5-second penalty. He's going for a bicycle, walking it into the turn. Oh boy, he is walking it around the turn, all the way past the parking spots. Oh, still going, driving it over the racing lane. Oh my, Ryan Anderson, one of the coolest bicycles ever. I mean, he drove the bicycle over the racing lane. That was perfection, and he's still got another hit to go. Tyler Menninger, you better watch out, because this guy is coming for your throat. You gotta love when Ryan Anderson just dials in and nails one of the coolest moves in the skills competition. I mean, when he is on, he is completely unbeatable in this competition. Going for hit number 2, going for the sidewall donut. Oh, stopped it, and then sets it down. So Ryan Anderson, 2 amazing hits, and it's a 9.688, blowing Tyler Menninger out of the water. Those two guys have been so good in skills this year, just fighting back and forth. But Ryan Anderson wins that 1v1 today, but there's still one guy left to come here in this event. Last, Bakugan Dragonoid, Camden Murphy. He has had some really good skills runs this year, so do not count him out in terms of winning this event. Hopping it on the front two wheels. Moonwalking it. Up the ramp, got it up, and balancing it up there. Still sitting it, and will set her down. What a good first hit. He has 2 skills wins this year, hoping for number 3. Ryan Anderson made it very difficult. He's going to need to have one of the best moves he's ever put down for his second hit. He set himself up nicely, though. Hit number 1 was good, but he needs to be absolutely perfect here with hit number 2 if he wants any chance at winning it here. Still, though, regardless of whether he wins or not, he can set himself up nicely in the overall event championship standings. He is looking good right now. A great moonwalk. Walking it right up the ramp. He's done that better than anyone this year. Sets it down. And Dragonoid with a fantastic 2 hits. His scores do not reflect it, unfortunately. It's an 8.110, which puts him all the way down in 5th. But nonetheless, I think that was a really great run from the Bakugan Dragonoid. But we've got one competition left here in this first of 2 shows. It's time for freestyle. Monster Jam Freestyle underway here in Miami's first show. Mike Christensen and Vendetta starts us off. You get 2 minutes to do whatever you want right here on the track. We'll see what Mike Christensen brings. Big air. Oh boy, a little wild ride early on, but Mike Christensen powering through it. We're at a little bit of higher elevation here for this run. I'm not sure if that's just because we're getting back to our seats after intermission, or if it's just we relocated. I know I like the idea of moving around, though. It's pretty cool. Hitting the jammer. Mike Christensen is bringing Vendetta here for the very first time. Now, Miami, you have to keep in mind, Miami has been a Monster Jam hotspot for a long time, but not this particular venue. Marlins Park just began hosting Monster Jam in 2018. That was Stadium Tour Green that year. I don't remember the number, but it was the Green Tour. Adam Anderson, Todd the Duke's tour. Neil Elliott was also on that tour. Great way to break in this venue. It was a really fun time, and it was the first time that Monster Jam was not in the football stadium in Miami. So a lot of these drivers making their first appearance right here in Miami, and Mike Christensen is having a good freestyle so far. You always got to love when these venues that are hosting Monster Jam for the first time, after a couple of years, when they still are getting drivers in here that have never been before. It's always pretty fun, not only for the driver, but for the fans. You know, while yes, you assume that, you know, a lot of these fans have probably been to the ones that have returned, have probably been to the old stadium, which I believe was Sun Life Stadium, if I'm correct. I'm sure that fans were there, and now they're getting to see it here, but it's just cool to be in a new venue. It's always a nice change of pace. Mike Christensen will set it down right there. That's the end of the run. It's a 6.185, and also, unfortunately, Barry Musauer could not come back out for this event either, so his night got cut very short, and his point standings are just demolished after today, unfortunately. He only got 1 point. So you've got to hope that Barry can get a lot in the second event. That brings in Mike Christensen's teammate, Paul Jensen. He's driving Jurassic Attack here on Stadium Tour Yellow. Big air to start off his run. Wow. Now Paul Jensen, Jurassic Attack, this tour is, well, this is the 10th week of Monster Jam this year, and I believe it's the 9th week for this tour. They've been driving pretty consistently almost every single week. Paul Jensen also making his first appearance in Miami in this venue. Nice sky wheelie. That was a fantastic, I mean, underrated move. I love sky wheelies. If you can execute them right, like that was a really good sky wheelie. It just flies under the radar, but it goes a long way to me. Hard landing there for Jurassic Attack, but he also battles through it just like Mike Christensen did. air again. Oh my, he almost put that into one of those stoppy combos. And now because the backflip ramp's there, that kind of complicates things for anyone that goes for that ramp. Combos it up onto the center of the pod. It just kind of makes it hard to flow there. First time we've seen the backflip in that spot since it was in San Diego. More big air. I mean, we've seen Paul Jensen get a lot of big air this year. Both he and Mike Christensen have had some really underrated freestyles. They oftentimes come out early, so they're overlooked. But they have been very consistent. Is he going for the... Oh, I thought he was going for the backflip. You can't really tell from this angle. And more just big air. You gotta love when these drivers air out those trucks. To me, big air is one of my most favorite things at Monster Jam. It makes your stomach drop. Just gets you really excited. Jurassic Attack will take the lead at a 7.307, setting himself up nicely and setting a good bar for the rest of the guys out here in Miami. Now it's Preston Perez and Axe, who's been announcing his presence a lot at the start of his runs. He likes to open the run up with a bang. That was a solid hit. Preston Perez, also his first time here in Miami. The first time Axe is here in Miami. It's been really nice to see Preston Perez blossom into the driver he's becoming over the course of this year. You can tell at the beginning of the year he's just trying to figure out what the stadium tour life is like. He spent a couple seasons in the arenas, so he needed to really grow into his stadium tour legs. And I'd say he has done it, in my eyes, just as good as anyone else on this tour, because it's between he and Caleb Blood. I mean, while yes, Caleb Blood has had more results, you also have to look at the driver they were before they got into stadiums, and Preston Perez was not at the same level as Caleb Blood when they both got here, and I'd say they've both grown really quite substantially this season. You can just see it in the way Preston Perez drives. He's a lot more confident. You've got to love that. It just makes for a more entertaining event. The fans love it. When you've got more drivers competing at a very great level, it just makes for an overall better show, and that's what Preston Perez has been contributing to. I'm still waiting for that first backflip, though. I really can't wait for it. And when he does it, I'm going to explode, because I've been waiting for it all year. And if he can finally pull it off one of these days. I don't know if he will. He might not, but who knows. He also may get some second half of the year shows. You never know whenever those get announced. Oh boy, walking a wheelie on the top of the ramp. So Axe with a good run as the time expires. Gonna throw it into a little, I don't know what you want to call that, a little tail spin. Axe won't take the lead. It's a 6.769, but a good run from Preston Perez as he continues to grow into his own here at the stadium level. Craig Champion, let's see what he's got here in freestyle as El Toro Loco hits the track. His 2 minutes are underway. This is Craig Champion's first time ever in Miami. El Toro Loco, though, has been here before. It was at every possible event here in Miami, so continuing that streak. It's one of those trucks that tends to be in pretty much every venue. They try to get an El Toro Loco in every lineup. Obviously, it's not always possible, but they try and just sprinkle it into as many lineups as they can. That's why it's one of the more heavily populated trucks. Always a lot of drivers of this truck. Oh boy, wild ride for El Toro Loco. A barrel roll. Can he save it? No. Unfortunately, El Toro Loco's run ends there. He takes the lead, though, at a 7.716, so he's not going to complain about that. Tyler Menninga coming out very early in freestyle today in this Gravedigger 40th anniversary truck, the first of 2 shows here in Miami. We'll see what Tyler Menninga brings to the table. Coming out 5th here in freestyle today, so this is an opportunity for him to set the bar really high for the rest of the drivers that are still to come here in freestyle. It's either 5th or 6th. I believe this is 5th. Lights turn on, and he is ready to go. Tyler Menninga off and running. 2 minutes on the clock here for Gravedigger in Miami. I really come to like this 40th anniversary body. It's very subtle, the changes they made to it. The Gravedigger is not next to each other, it's on top of each other. With the white and the red, I love the way that they did it. And then the 40th anniversary logo is really pretty. And then you've got the purple beadlocks, which everyone loves. And Tyler Menninga's, wow, putting it into a stoppie, impromptu moonwalking it. Heck yeah! Tyler Menninga, not playing around. That's a change of pace. I mean, that's about as impromptu of a moonwalk as you're ever going to get. I mean, how the heck did he pull that off? And now he's starting to turn it up a little bit. Tyler Menninga digging into his arena roots by throwing in some two-wheel moves. You gotta love that. Doing the moves that made him one of the best drivers in Monster Jam. He's having a very good run so far. Obviously, with the runs we've seen to this point in the show, this is pretty clearly the best run we've had. If he can fill the clock, it'll make for a very big score for him. Going for the backflip, a little weird landing, but he got it nonetheless, so he continues to move. Gravedigger, a very good freestyle. Now he's just kind of throwing the truck around. Wow, he is just flying, going for the backside of the jammer. Time winding down, maybe time for one more hit. He will get that time. Oh, he's jumping over the backflip ramp! Oh my goodness, Tyler Menninga! You madman! And then just sending it, cross-threading to the center of the track, rolling it over. Gravedigger ends in a heap, but still gets the fans on their feet here in Miami's first show. Tyler Menninga whipping up a fantastic freestyle. The score is a 9.720. Talk about setting the bar for over half of the truck still to come. That is amazing. Tyler Menninga, everyone, that was awesome. That brings up Camden Murphy. Back-to-back heavy hitters in freestyle. As Camden Murphy and the Bakugan Dragonoid now has to follow what the heck Tyler Menninga just did. I can't, I mean, whenever the backflip's there, you can jump over it if there's a ramp there, but no one really does it because it's a really risky move. But, I mean, Tyler Menninga just said backflip ramp, that's not what it's used for. I'm going to jump over it. Let's see how Camden Murphy responds. He has been really consistent as of late. The first half of this season, he was struggling. The truck was having a lot of problems, but he has certainly emerged as a real serious threat. I mean, he's always been a real serious threat, but I mean, he has just doubled his threat level in these last couple of weeks. As the little nose horn is just flapping in the breeze, it's the only thing attached to the front of this truck. Kicking up a lot of dirt as he is just flying around this track. Camden Murphy loves to freestyle. Flying. This is his first time ever in this event, in this venue as well, so fans getting their first look at Camden Murphy and what he can bring here in this stadium. Managed to win racing, so looking for that double down trophy, even though there's no actual trophy for it. It's more of an imaginary trophy these days. They used to give out the double down trophy. I wish they did still, but they don't really need to spend the money to give them 3 trophies for winning 2 competitions. Oh, he's going to go for the backflip from this side. Okay, let's see what he can do. Under rotates a little bit, hits hard on the front, but oh boy, throws it into a wheelie. What the heck was that? Well, talk about impromptu. We've had some seriously fun impromptu moves here in Miami this weekend. The score is severely lower than it should be. It's an 8.342. That's what you get when you come out after Tyler Menninga and you don't throw down the best freestyle run you ever have. You get underscored. But that was at least a 9.3, at least a 9.4 even in my eyes. Great run. Here comes Caleb Blood. Time to freestyle here in Miami. Soldier Fortune, ready to rock and roll. This is also her first time here in this venue. Soldier Fortune's first time as well. Big air over that racing lane. Oh boy, that's a hard hit. Oh no, rolling over. Can she save it? Oh no, the run is done. She's not going to complete the minimum time there. That's a 0, unfortunately, for Caleb Blood. Sending out now Corey Rummel, Megalodon. He's off and running, doing the same thing he's done the last few weeks, hitting that ramp from that strange angle. Now, Corey Rummel is no stranger to this venue. He was here in 2019 and 2020. Drove Megalodon in both of those events. Got to actually drive Megalodon Fire in 2019 here. Next week when they go to Jacksonville, he's got some history there too. He had some really good freestyles of Megalodon Fire in 2019 in that venue. Now, Miami getting a 2-show weekend here. That isn't strange for this year. Based on what we've seen, pretty much every venue has had 2 shows. But in the past, Miami was one of the few that would do the 2-show weekend. It was one of the couple stops on the tour that you would see get that Sunday afternoon show. So these fans are used to getting 2 events, which is always nice. What I'm really hoping they'll do is when they come back to Glendale that they'll do 2 shows, because they've only done that once since I've been living here, and I didn't even get to go because I was in New York. As I mentioned last week, Corey Rummel has not won freestyle since the second Anaheim show. It's been a little while, so he is hoping for some success here in Miami. Oh boy, under rotates, going over, and that is it. The truck ends up in a pile. And Megalodon is done with an 8.286. Coming straight out of his parking space, Jim Kohler and Avenger Fire, not playing around. He's getting right to the point. Absolutely beautiful Avenger body. One of my most favorite bodies that he has ever ran here in Monster Jam. It is just absolutely gorgeous. Nice to see him whipping it out here in Miami. Big air over the center, transferring it to that pod. Now, Kohler also has been here before, one of the few. He was only here in 2018, though. Nice air on the backside of the racing lane. Wow! Talk about a sky wheelie. We've had a couple great sky wheelies here this weekend, and just this first show, that one was the best. Oh boy, cross-running it to the center of the track, throwing Avenger Fire around, and on its lid. Tough break for Avenger. It's a 7.207. That truck, the beauty of that body, a little crumpled in here. That brings up Ryan Anderson, son of a digger, trying to beat Gravedigger's 9.720, and no better guy to try to do it than this man right here. Absolutely flying off the bat. One of 2 trucks remaining here in freestyle. Monster Mutt still yet to come as well. Ryan Anderson getting some serious air on that leap and putting it into a stoppie. I mean, it's impressive as can be, but at this point I'm just used to it. He's done it so many times this year. He throws it in pretty much every single run. And it's such an I mean, it's so hard to do that. It is not easy. Oh, wow! Right over the racing lane, just completely forgetting about physics and gravity. And now Ryan Anderson has officially entered full send mode. He's gunning hard for Tyler Menninga. Just flying on every single hit. RPM's getting really up there. The wheel spin is just incredible, as it normally is whenever Ryan Anderson's behind the wheel. Are we going to go for it again? Nope, not quite. Oh gosh, this is going to be weird with the backflip ramp. There it is. See, that's the only issue with having the backflip there. It provides a real... You can't really combo everything up in the center of the track. Ryan's going to get his revenge on the backflip ramp now, though, and hit it. So, again, you're not going to stop me this time, pal. Oh, yeah! Got it in the little moonwalk. You got to love that. Still, though, I mean, Tyler Menninga's run was fantastic. And while, yes, this run is amazing so far, I think he's got to do a little bit more. I can't remember the last time I've said Ryan Anderson needs to do more in order to take the lead, but he's going to need a huge wow moment if he wants to do so, and I think he recognizes that. Time winding down. Time is not on his side. He ends the run by flying over the racing lane again. Going to put it onto the side for fun. Why not? Just add a little sprinkles on top of your ice cream sundae. Son of a digger takes second place right now with a 9.600, and I'd say about 9 out of 10 times that wins you freestyle. But when Tyler Menninga did what he did, it's kind of hard to take the lead from him. Still a great run, but not quite enough for him to win it here in Miami. It is time for the final freestyler of the day here in Miami. Big air from Charlie Pauken and Monster Mutt announcing his presence here in his freestyle run. So Ryan Anderson just put down a fantastic freestyle as to settle for second place. As Tyler Menninga sits at the top. This is a good old-fashioned fierce battle of who could throw down the best incredible freestyle run, because Tyler Menninga did, and Ryan Anderson threw down a typical Ryan Anderson freestyle, and it wasn't enough. Charlie Pauken doing his own stuff here. A beautiful wheelie. Walked that thing down the track, dragging that tail all the way from practically left center field to third base. And now flying to the center of the track. I mean, he is just going for it all as well. These last two drivers clearly gunning hard for Tyler Menninga. Charlie Pauken gunning the throttle as he just goes big on pretty much every single hit. Seems to be a little bit lost here, though. A lot of missed time in these last 20 or so seconds where he really hasn't hit much of anything. I don't know if the truck's maybe having issues or if he's just got caught in a little bit of a rut there, trying to combo it into that stoppie again. See, you see the difference between drivers. Pauken just went for the same thing Anderson did, couldn't quite get it, and then the nose just stuffs in, trying to save it. Heck yeah! Digs the nose out of the dirt, and Monster Mutt is back and running. Where once the truck was lost, he took that thing back from the dead, and now will try to finish his freestyle. And there is your wow moment for Monster Mutt as Charlie Pauken looks to send himself to a possible freestyle victory. Monster Mutt rocking the house. The time is up, and that'll be the end of the run. The score for Monster Mutt is not quite enough for the lead. It's third place at an 8.986. And honestly, I've got to completely agree with scoring so far. At the end of this freestyle competition, that was probably the most fairly scored event we have had of 2022. That was perfectly scored. Shout out to you, Miami fans. That was amazing. Tyler Menninga walks out of there with a freestyle win. Let's get into the second show here of the weekend in Miami. We're at quite the interesting corner of the track here today. Nice change of view for the Monster Jam racing competition. So now I've got to go with left and right lane. In the left lane, we have Caleb Blood and Soldier Fortune. In the right lane, Craig Champion and El Toro Loco. Racing's underway. The Sunday afternoon show here in Miami. Caleb Blood already up on 2 wheels. And now Craig Champion's up on 2 wheels. This is a great angle because you can see everything that's happening on the track at once. You just can't quite see who crosses the line first. However, from there you can pretty much tell that that's Soldier Fortune as she walks out of there with a win. In the left lane, Preston Perez and Axe. In the right lane, Bari Musauer and Zombie. I just say left and right lane based on where they are on the screen for you guys to understand it clearly. Because those aren't actually the lanes that they use in the... Well, I mean, they might actually be the correct lanes, but they've been calling them the gray and the yellow lanes this year, but I like to do it just based on where you guys are seeing it best. Preston Perez hanging in there with Bari Musauer, and Preston Perez just beat Bari Musauer in round 1. How about that? He has been really good as of late. We now are in the third race of this second round as Mike Christensen and Vendetta's in the left lane, Charlie Balkin and Monster Butts in the right lane. Charlie Balkin, fresh off of a great freestyle last night. They got that nose all fixed up and ready for today's show. He's got a pretty big lead already going over this first jump, heading into the final turn. Monster Mutt with about a 5 truck length lead right now. And over the line, that massive truck length lead continues as Monster Mutt's off to the second round. Now a matchup of iconic trucks. In the left lane, we have Jim Kohler and Avenger, and in the right lane, Tyler Menninga and Gravedigger. 2 beautiful designs. Avenger Fire does have to win the most beautiful design contest, though, between these two. Tyler Menninga with a mistake, but it doesn't hurt him that much as he's still got a lead entering the final turn. Jim Kohler with a great turn, though, making up the ground, and at the end, it isn't enough as Tyler Menninga takes home a win in Gravedigger. We are now in the second round of Monster Jam Racing. In the left lane, Corey Rummel and Megalodon takes on Caleb Blood and Soldier Fortune. Caleb Blood beat out Craig Champion to get here. And Corey Rummel, as I've said in every single commentary this year, still looking for that first racing win of the year. And he is one step closer as Caleb Blood is on her lid, and that is going to be a default win for Megalodon as he is off to the semifinals. Gotta love as a driver those wins by default. That brings up Paul Jensen in Jurassic Attack. As he takes on Bari Musauer and Zombie, who comes back for Axe, who could not return into this round. Unfortunately, Preston Perez, who had a fantastic win in round number 1, can't come back and serve his own spot. Bari Musauer trying to prevent being eliminated twice here today. And he is. Paul Jensen knocks out Bari Musauer. That's a tough night in racing for Bari right there. It's too bad. It happens every once in a while. It happens probably at least once in every driver's career where you get knocked out twice in one show. But Paul Jensen, huge win. He's off to the semis. The next matchup here in round number 2 in the left lane, Ryan Anderson and Son of a Digger takes on Charlie Balkin and Monster Bud, who was in the right lane. Balkin was in that lane last time. It got him a win in round 1. Let's see if we can get him a win here in round number 2 as he takes on Ryan Anderson. And Ryan Anderson has a very big lead going to the final turn. Well, Ryan Anderson hits a turning bump, but is no worse for the wear. He is off to the semifinals. We've got a great race incoming now as Camden Murphy and the Bakugan Dragonoids in the left lane. Tyler Menninga, Gravedigger, is in the right lane. Tyler Menninga holds a 4-3 lead in head-to-head matchups in their career at the stadium level in racing, so you know that Tyler Menninga would love to add on to that, but he's got some rear steering troubles that's holding him back right now, and that costs him the race. I don't know if it's rear steering troubles or if he was just holding on that rear steering a little too long, but either way, Camden Murphy's off to the semifinals here with a win. We have now entered the final four. Paul Jensen, Jurassic Attack takes on Corey Rummel and Megalodon, and he left Corey Rummel at the line. And Corey Rummel's all over the place. My goodness. Paul Jensen being handed an opportunity. Corey Rummel just can't stay straight. He missed the ramp, and Paul Jensen's going to go to the final round. He just has to cross the line, and he does. Paul Jensen in Jurassic Attack is going to the final round of racing here in Miami. That would be the win of the year if he could grab it. Another star-studded matchup here is Camden Murphy and the Bakugan Dragonoid takes on Ryan Anderson in Son of a Digger. As these two bulls look to lock their horns, only one of them can walk away victorious and go to the final round. And Camden Murphy will not necessarily be the one, as he makes a massive mistake in that first turn. And Ryan Anderson just needs to cross the line without missing the ramp, and he does. He is off to the final round. Final round racing is right ahead of us here in Miami. Lone Depot Park's second final round of the weekend. 12 Monster Jam drivers entered the bracket and only 2 remain. In the left lane, he is hunting yet another racing win. He has been absolutely dominant this year in this competition. He has been fast all night. It hasn't been a smooth way to the racing final, but he is here nonetheless. It's Ryan Anderson in Son of a Digger. And in the right lane, hunting quite possibly the biggest win of his Monster Jam career, his first win of the season. He has gotten here thanks to a little bit of luck, but still he is not going to complain about it. It is Paul Jensen in Jurassic Attack. Ryan Anderson 4-0 in his career against Paul Jensen. They're going to have to restage Paul Jensen. They're going to restage them both, actually. It's a little bit of a delay of the excitement here in Miami. Oh, they're having some real problems with that staging light. You can see it over the BKT sign in the distance. They're having real problems with that light. So hope they can get that figured out. Oh, they're going to have to shut them off. We're going to resume when we can get that figured out. Alrighty, so we've got it figured out, I think, I hope. As these two are going to pull to the line and get ready to square off here in Miami final round racing. This has been a very eventful final round race already, and they haven't even gotten to the lines. Ryan Anderson is staged, waiting for Paul Jensen to stage. He is staged. They've got green. Let's go racing here in Miami. Paul Jensen hunting the biggest racing win of his career. He is going fast. He ain't playing around. He's trying to give Ryan a run for his money, but Ryan Anderson right now is playing with house money, and he is looking good. It is close, though. Ryan Anderson hits the turning bump over the ramp, and your winner. It was a fun final round, and Paul Jensen gave him a valiant effort. But Ryan Anderson and Son of a Digger walks out of here with another racing win under his belt. Man, this guy is just unbelievable in racing this year. He has been one of the most consistent racers. Going for a sky... Oh, please don't roll over. Going for a little wheelie. Ryan Anderson enjoying himself, as he should. The next competition here of the day is skills. Alrighty, let's get into skills, shall we? Craig Champion starts us off. You can do either 2 moves on 2 wheels or 1 donut. Nice first hit. Walking that thing, controlling it very well. Moonwalking it now. Craig Champion with one heck of a first move. That was awesome. Now this angle might not be great for racing, but for skills and freestyle, you gotta love the little change of pace here. We oftentimes get those videos right on the line. I mean, myself, most of my shots are right on the line. So it's nice to see it from a different angle. Good sky wheelie from El Toro Loco, and walking that thing, continuing to walk it, flopping it over the pad. 2 fantastic hits. 6.63. What? That was at least an 8.5. At least. Craig Champion absolutely robbed. So I guess the fans that were judging last night didn't come back today. Because last night was the best judged competition we've ever had, and then we get to today, and that's just terrible. We still got plenty of trucks left to come, though. Here comes Mari Musauer. It's been quite the rough weekend for him. He goes for the jammer. And somewhat slap wheelie. Racing last night, he got knocked out in the first round, only got 1 point. He blew a motor, I'd assume, and didn't get to come out for the rest of the event. So he only got 1 point in the entire event, and then he lost 2 racing competitions today. So he is so far 0-for-3 in racing on the weekend, but has a solid skills run here, so I'm sure he's going to be driving pretty frustrated for the rest of the event. And another really low score. It's a 6.43, and I guess these fans don't quite love what they're seeing so far tonight. We'll see how they judge the rest of the event. Number 3, this is Mike Christensen in Vendetta. Going for his first hit, going for another bicycle. He did one last night, did it pretty well. Solid one that time. He's got no roof over his head. Well, he has kind of a roof. And those are the 2 hits for Vendetta. His score comes in at a 4.824. That's 3rd place. Jim Kohler, Avenger Fire now. He takes his crack at the skills competition. Trying for a stoppie, and back-to-back nights couldn't get any sort of hit off of that lip. Flying to the other side of the track, though. Going for the back side of the racing lane. Sky wheelie time. Nice sky wheelie. Oh boy, and then corkscrews himself into the ground. And that's the end of the run. Avenger will have to settle for a 4.868. This is now Soldier Fortune, piloted by Kayla Blood. She takes her crack here at the skills competition. Looking to knock out your current leader, Toro Loco. Little stoppie. So Toro Loco's got a 6.630. Kayla Blood had a really good run last night. She did a pretty similar move to her first hit that she just did. But then she also had a spectacular second hit. She went for an incredible sky wheelie and was absolutely vertical, sat it down on the tail. Now lining up for hit number 2. Looks like she's going for the similar, if not the same move that she just did, trying to improve upon it. On the front 2 wheels, walking it. Now moonwalking it back up over the ramp on 1 wheel and sets it down. Soldier Fortune's done. Oh my god, it's an 8.733. Wow, the fans are a little all over the place today with their judging. That takes the lead. Preston Perez returns here for the skills competition. He had to miss the rest of racing after he had some truck issues. So nice to see him back out here, walking a stompie on the front 2 wheels. Moonwalking it up the ramp! Yes, Preston Perez! Getting that thing right up the ramp. That was awesome. Picture perfect moonwalk there. That was one of the best you'll ever see out of Preston Perez. Now going for a bicycle on the right side of the truck, kicking it up. 2 fantastic hits right there from Preston Perez in Axe. It doesn't take the lead. It's an 8.651. Here's Charlie Pauken, Monster Mutt. Going for the racing lane, getting a bicycle out of it. Walking it into the turn, still walking it, trying to keep it up, and sets it down. Didn't get far off the ground that time, but he was able to walk it pretty far. It's a fine line that you walk between overdoing it and underdoing it. And he walked it pretty well, to be honest. Trying it one more time, and sets that one down. See, he didn't walk that line just as well that time. So Monster Mutt gets a 7.592. So Kayla Blood still is at the top. She's rocking an 8.733. That sends up Gravedigger Tyler Menninga as he hopes to knock her off. He has had some incredible skills runs this year. Didn't win skills yesterday, but Still looked really good. Moonwalking it up the ramp as he does so well. And let's see the combo. Yeah, there it is. Walking the wheelie up the ramp. Now watch him set it down again. Oh yeah, there you go. Continuing the combo. This just isn't shocking anymore because it's just what he does. He's probably going to moonwalk it up the ramp, put it back down into a wheelie, and then do it again. Oh, look at the truck's the truck is balanced on the ramp. Oh! Just moonwalk it back up. Why not? Oh, let's see him. Oh, here we go. Oh, another wheelie. There it is. He's just never going to stop. Never going to stop. There he goes. He finally quits. That is the best skills move of 2022 by far. If you disagree, we can go to town on that. That was unbelievable. In stadiums, at least. I haven't seen anything from arenas. He's still got another hit. Caleb Blood, I'm sure, he doesn't even need to do another hit, and he would take the lead. That was awesome. Tyler Menninga going for hit number 2. It's a bicycle attempt. Let's see what he can do. Try to get him bicycle the moonwalk out of it. Not many people can do that well. Not many people can do it at all. It's a solid second hit and a very well-deserved lead at a 9.592. That score would be so much higher if that second hit was even better. I could only imagine if he had nailed that bicycle the moonwalk. But nonetheless, the best skills run of 2022 without question right there. That brings in Corey Rummel and Megalodon. I don't know how you're going to top that, but he's got to try. Puts it down on the front 2 wheels, moonwalks it up the ramp at a weird angle. Oh boy, the fish is going over, but not today. He saves it from rolling over, and that is a very impressive move. Another one that'll probably fly under the radar this year, but I enjoyed it. Still got one hit left. You can see all the damage done to this body throughout the year. This thing has taken quite the beating this season. Now Rummel going for his second hit, a little bicycle try. Oh no, that doesn't really count. Trying to save it anyway, he unfortunately cannot, so Megalodon ends on its lid. It's a 7.162 for Corey Rummel here in skills. In the final 3 drivers here in the skills competition now, as Camden Murphy and the Bakugan Dragonoid starts that little grouping off. Hunting his 3rd skills win of the year. Moonwalking it up the ramp. Again, I've become so unfazed by this because he's done it so much and so well. What a great first hit from Bakugan Dragonoid. You know you're doing a really good job in Monster Jam when you do a move like that, and I barely even get excited about it because I'm just so used to it from Camden Murphy. It's not a bad thing at all. I've almost become desensitized. On the front 2 wheels and a fantastic stoppie. Walking that thing quite a long way. Still walking it. I mean, walk it as long as you can. I mean, it's pretty hard to take down what Tyler Menninga did, but you've got to try, and he sets it down. So the Dragonoid will get an 8.448, a very good run, but it is not enough to take down Gravedigger. That sends up Paul Jensen, Jurassic Attack. Second to last run here in skills, all hunting those 12 points and a trophy in this competition. He goes for a bicycle. Now Gravedigger sits in the top spot with a 9.592. Paul Jensen trying to top it. And after that first move, he's going to need to have one of the coolest moves in Monster Jam history if he wants to take it down. Still going to try and pad up his score. Maybe, I mean, there's always a chance you get that overall event championship if you can finish in the top of every competition. Very good stoppie, walking that thing down towards the dumpsters. Oh boy! Jurassic Attack lands practically in the dumpster. A wild ride for Paul Jensen. It's a 6.635, and that first hit definitely hurts that scoring, but still a very crazy second move. Now it is your racing winner. Ryan Anderson in Son of a Digger is ready to go as he tries to knock down Tyler Menninga. The two of them have battled all year in the skills competition. Ryan Anderson won the battle last night. Going for a bicycle into the moonwalk. Yes! Ryan Anderson bicycle, the moonwalk, and absolutely perfection. Finally, someone does that beautifully this year. Todd the Duke did it earlier in the season. Ryan Anderson hasn't quite nailed it this year. So happy to see him get that move to absolute perfection. As I said earlier, we've seen a lot of drivers try it. Not many people can do it well. Not many people can do it at all. And he just got it. We saw Tyler Menninger try it a little bit earlier and fail. So Ryan Anderson tried Tyler Menninger's second move, did it better. Now he's got to beat his first move. Not easy, though. He's on the sidewalls, sets it down, going to put it on the other side, but can't quite walk a bicycle out of it. So his scores reflect a little bit poorly. It's an 8.928, so it's still second place. The points are there. That's all he needed for Ryan Anderson, which means that your winner is Tyler Menninger and Gravedigger, and well-deserved. It was a fantastic run. One of the best, if not the best, skills runs of the year. It was for sure the best skills move of 2022. And it gets him a win here in Miami. Bari Musauer now starts off the freestyle competition. 2 minutes to do whatever he wants right here on this track. And like I mentioned earlier, he is really just trying to get all of that frustration of the weekend out here in these 2 minutes. And that frustration release starts right now. And even if you don't win it, even if you don't have the best freestyle run, you're driving a monster truck. There is no better stress release than flying a monster truck around a baseball stadium. I've never done it myself, but I could probably put money on it that is the best way to relieve stress. Who needs a punching bag when you can literally fly a monster truck across a track? I mean, it's phenomenal. We oftentimes take for granted how cool this sport really is. It's so special. Musauer doing his best job at releasing said stress. He's had a couple freestyle wins this year, 4 to be exact, so he is no stranger to taking home that trophy in this competition. Hard landing on the left side, but no problem. Flapping those arms in the breeze, the zombie arms have become quite the trademark of Monster Jam. You've got the zombie arms on Stadium Tour Yellow, and you've got the honking of the horn on Stadium Tour Red with Cynthia Gautier's stabilizer. Nice air, beautiful transition. He just flipped right around and hit the jammer on that. Not wasting any time, trying to fit as many moves as he can here into these 2 minutes. Now he's lining up for the backflip. That was as perfect of a backflip as you can get. The truck's been shut off. I'm sure he'll be refired. There's no truck damage at all. They get him refired, and that is a good opportunity for Bari to now keep on rolling here in freestyle. I don't think they've restarted the clock yet. Oh my! Talk about relieving stress! Bari Musauer sends it into orbit there. And Zombie ends the run with an exclamation point. An 8.986 here in freestyle for Zombie. And that is how you start a freestyle competition off. He's on top of the racing pad, and he is fired up. That brings out Caleb Blood and Soldier Fortune. So Bari Musauer has set the bar, and that's always a fun thing in freestyle whenever a driver comes out and sets the bar really high early on, because then it forces everyone to go a little bit harder, and it oftentimes leads to better freestyle competitions. That's the one big benefit of having a really great freestyler coming out first, is that, you know, you do set up the bar really high really early. Todd the Duke did something similar to that earlier in the year. I believe he came out second. I think it was in St. Louis, where he came out, it was either first or second, and he had a fantastic freestyle, won the competition. But, I mean, he threw down an incredible run, and it just forced everyone else to go that much harder, and you saw it. You just felt that everyone was trying a little bit more than they normally would have had that first score been like a 7. So now Caleb Blood has to follow it up, and especially when you come out right after that first run, and anytime you come after a run that was just fantastic. You've really got to step up your game because the fans who are judging are really expecting you to throw down an equally good run, and if you don't, they're probably going to dock your score a lot. It's that recency bias. Nice air. She's got about a 45-degree angle on that one. See, heading over to the backflip. This is exactly what I'm talking about. This forces everyone to just go a little bit harder now that Bari Musauer had that high score. And Kayla Blood also nails the backflip. They shut her off as well, so the first two drivers have been shut off right after landing their backflips. I'd have to assume that she'll refire. Bari Musauer ended his run off with some huge air. We'll see what Kayla Blood can do with it. Oh boy, hard landing there. That just broke the rear end of the truck. Are they going to let her keep running on that? No, they're not. I was going to say, there's no way you can let her keep running because I saw it from here that something popped in that rear end. So Soldier Fortune's done. The score's an 8.335, so she is taking second place for now. Here's Mike Christensen in Vendetta. His time to shine here in Miami. It's Lone Depot Park. It's hosted some pretty good shows. Is that Kermit? I think Kermit's in the truck, guys. We'll see it when he spins back around, but I'm almost certain Kermit has found himself in his second monster truck of the year. I believe he's on that passenger door, behind the passenger door. Oh, Wayne. You're one heck of a guy. I'm more focused on the fact that I think Kermit's in the truck than Mike Christensen's freestyle, which has been pretty good so far. Obviously, plenty of time left. Kind of lost track of the time, though, because, Kermit. Yeah, that's Kermit in the passenger seat. Oh, I love that so much. They've shut him off. We can't see Kermit, or I would be able to point him out to you, but he's there. I see him. Get a good shot of this absolutely gorgeous monster truck that Mike Christensen's put together. Part of Team Throttle Monster. And he's been refired. I love that deep hum of this truck. I just can't believe we've got Kermit the Frog, everyone, sitting in, yep, there he is. Hanging out in the Vendetta truck. For those of you that don't know, Wayne, also known as Avengers Racing, he carries Kermit the Frog around with him to every show. We're going to get to see it right here when he turns around. There's Kermit, passenger seat, hanging out. He carries Kermit the Frog with him to every show. And now this is 2 times this year that he gets, he's gotten Kermit to sit in the truck. He got it in the Stabilizer, and now he's gotten it in Vendetta. And Kermit's going for a ride. I would just love to see Kermit just like yeet out of the truck at one point. I'm sure they've got him pretty heavily taped down in there because you can't be. Could you imagine what the PR would be like? Yeah, Kermit the Frog flew into the stands. Oh man, I love it. So Vendetta finishes up his freestyle. That was hilarious. This runs up. It's a 5.999, but still, I got a good laugh out of it. So 3 interesting freestyles into this competition today. Preston Perez in Axe now makes his entrance. We started it off with Bari Musauer, who had a great freestyle, and Kayla Blood, who followed it with a very good run, and then we had Kermit the Frog freestyling with Vendetta. Let's see what Preston Perez can bring to the table. Another good thing with this tour, and I mentioned it a lot, is that because they have so many more shows than Stadium Tour Red for whatever reason, they get, obviously the more shows you do, the better you get. which is why it's good that Preston Perez and Caleb Blood are on this tour, because it has really allowed them to get as many opportunities and reps as they possibly can at turning into the drivers that we know that they can be. I mean, for Preston Perez, I mean, he has blossomed beyond the level that I thought he was going to turn into, and Caleb Blood has turned into the driver we know she could be. She struggled at the beginning of the year, but she's finally settled herself in here. There really isn't anyone on Stadium Tour Red that you kind of want to get that kind of exposure. Maybe Mark List, but I mean, Mark List has done a fantastic job at the stadium level this year, and he's had stadium shows in the past, so it's not like it was his first real crack at it. While yes, it's his first stadium tour, it's still, you know, not like it's his first time ever driving in the stadium events. But this advanced exposure here for Axe and Soldier Fortune have proven really beneficial for the two of them. Clock is winding down here for Preston Perez and Axe. He's using the whole floor, hitting pretty much everything from every different angle. The score is in. It's a 6.013. It's not going to take the lead, but still a good weekend here in Miami for Max. Here's Jim Kohler in Avenger. And again, coming right out of his parking spot and hopping over the center of the track to start off his freestyle. And then just going right back and hitting it from the other side. Jim Kohler, two-time World Finals freestyle champion. One of the best freestylers in the history of the sport. They call him Mr. Excitement for a reason. He owns Team Scream for a reason. The dude loves to get amped up and throw down the best show possible. He's got some nice air. He's hit everything from pretty much every angle possible. He hit the center ramps from the same angle that he's hitting it right now, and then he's crossed over to them from the side. The only thing he needs to do is hit it from this side of the track, and he's officially crisscrossed the entire track. Cross-threading it a little bit, almost lost it, but kept full control that whole way through. And another move that kind of flies under the radar that no one notices is a very big move, but is. So he could have very easily had his run end right there. Time winding down for Jim Kohler. He loves to go for that mini flip. Hasn't gotten it this weekend. Maybe he'll get a chance after that save. Thankfully, he saved the truck from going over. Here we go. He's lining up for that mini flip. And another one. This ramp just not built well. It's the first time anyone's hit it this weekend, but he's still rolling. I mean, the story of Jim Kohler's year has been hitting the mini flip and getting the weirdest result possible, and then flying it right at the end of the run. Oh my! And just sending it at the end. Avenger is done, ends on its roof, and it's an 8.792, which is just shy of that 8.986 that Zombie posted for the top spot. Out comes Craig Champion, El Toro Loco now freestyling, another member of Team Scream, the third we have seen in freestyle today. He's got one horn left, body's falling apart. He had a wild ride in the skills competition. I must say, freestyle has been much more fairly judged in this entire weekend than skills was. I don't know why that is, but it just is. I guess these guys are more prepared in the stands for freestyle than they were for skills. Who knows? Oh boy, weird hit for El Toro Loco. Still going though. I've had a lot of those this weekend where someone hits really hard. I hope that's not the end of the run. Alrighty, so he's been refired. Craig Champion will get to continue along with his freestyle. I think they've gone and changed the rule when it comes to refiring. In the past, it used to be that if the clock, the clock freezes when you get shut off, and in the past it would be that it would refire on the next move. But now, look at that, he did a little Chad Fortune! A little drift on the berm! He's gonna do it over here too! Oh, well, he didn't actually do it, but... So, yeah, back what I was saying. In the past, it was, they would refire the clock, they would start the clock again when you would hit your first jump, but now they seem to just start it when you refire and you start moving. So that kind of changes things a little bit. Champion trying to make the most of his final 30 seconds here. Nice air. Kind of flipping that truck all around. I mean, he's not really hitting anything straight, but it's been a pretty good run. That's going to be it. El Toro Loco finishes his run right there to 7.195. Well, it's always a good time when Gravedigger's freestyling, and here he is. This is Tyler Menninga taking his Gravedigger truck to the track. As he prepares for freestyle. He won freestyle last night, had a fantastic run. He won skills here today, so he has 2 trophies from competitions this weekend. Ryan Anderson won the overall in the Saturday evening show, so Tyler still only has 2 trophies. Nice air over the racing lane. It's amazing to me how they get these bodies after being destroyed the night before, pretty much looking back to brand new in just overnight. Nice coat of wax. They get the body bolted back together. I mean, it's really impressive to me. You would have no idea that this truck flipped over the night before from this angle at all. I mean, Monster Mutt was even better. I mean, they didn't completely fix it because, I mean, it was really hard to fix. He destroyed that nose. But, I mean, it looks pretty much as good as it can. These technicians do a fantastic job. They don't get enough credit. Those technicians behind the scene here at Monster Jam, they really deserve so much more credit than they get. Because if it weren't for them, we wouldn't have Monster Jam. It's plain and simple. Nice little combo there. He's following Mari Musauer at the top of the event, who has that high score of an 8.986. A backflip from Tyler Menninga and Gravedigger. It's a good one. Absolutely perfectly landed. Oh my! Almost clipped the side of the backflip ramp. That would have ended his run, because he probably would have popped a tire. Reminiscent of what Scapito do. Oh, he's going to go for it again! Launching over the backflip ramp! Hits the side of it, rolling over, and a save! What a move! And a Tyler Menninga! Absolutely fantastic! He is not holding back, and still plenty of time left. And now sending it again, another cross thread, flipping over one more time! Gravedigger is going ballistic! Absolutely fantastic run so far from Tyler Menninga. I don't know if that is it. It is indeed the end of the run, but what a fantastic freestyle. That might have just been the freestyle of the year from Tyler Menninga. He is out of the truck, and my goodness, does he deserve all the applause in the world for that. That was unbelievable. 9.777. He got the lucky sevens in there. What a run, and that is one heck of a way to try and win your second freestyle of the weekend. Now, while you can't tell because the body is off from this angle, this is Jurassic Attack, Paul Jensen. Almost impossible to come out after what Tyler Menninga just did and follow that up. That was an insane run. Had a pretty good weekend here in Miami, one of the best shows of the year. I can always tell how good a show is based on how lost my voice is at the end of it, and well, we're getting pretty lost here today. Jensen sending it to the center of the track. Now, one of his many issues early on in the year while he was having to try... Oh, he hit the dumpster. That's going to shut him off. The issue he was having early on in the year was he couldn't quite get that truck rolling for a while. Oh, that's the end of the run. So they're going to call it quits on Jurassic Attack right there. It's a 6.127. So as I was saying, he was struggling early on to fill the clock. That just isn't not the best strategy there. Unfortunately, it's not his fault he hit the dumpster. Well, it kind of is, but he hit at the dumpster, they shut him off, and that's the end of the run. So that brings out Corey Rummel here in Megalodon. He has not had the best second half of the season. Corey Rummel has struggled a lot to get the points where he really needs them. Came into the season with a lot of really high hopes, and for whatever reason, he just has not been able to get the results that he's been looking for this year. It's still been a very good year for Corey Rummel, but for whatever reason, he has just not had the success that we are used to seeing Corey Rummel get. Ooh, a little close to the backflip ramp there. He still hasn't even won a racing competition this year, and I'd argue he's in the top 4 of best racers on this tour. So, just unlucky seems to be the thing that has haunted Corey Rummel this year, and it happens to everyone at some point in their career. It happens probably to every driver a couple of times where they just get a year where luck just isn't on their side. It's just up to them to figure it out, turn it around, maybe have that one show or even just that one event that kind of changes things. Camden Murphy was kind of in the same bit of a rut for a little while there, but once he started getting deeper into the season, you know, he really started figuring it out. And I'd say Camden Murphy's the show that really changed it all for him was that third show in Anaheim. That was when he finally kind of picked things up. So Corey Rummel, while it's late in the season, still there's always an opportunity for him to turn things around. A nice backflip there from Megalodon. And now just sliding over that ramp. The body is just in shambles. The time is up, so that move does not count. Everything just for the fans. That is the end of the run. And Megalodon gets a 7.880. That's a fairly low score there, but still, I mean, that's also been an issue. He has not gotten scored quite as high as he maybe deserves this year either, which has certainly held him back in a lot of regards when it comes to just in terms of points on this tour alone. So here's Camden Murphy, the aforementioned Camden Murphy in the Bakugan Dragonoid. He has had himself a fine weekend. In racing in the first show, he won that competition. Finished 5th in skills in the second show. He finished 4th in freestyle. He managed to finish 3rd in the overall event championship. Today, he made it to the semifinals in racing, finished 5th in skills, and let's see what he can do here in freestyle. Still, though, has not had the freestyle success this year. For whatever reason, he's still hunting that first freestyle win. Maybe today's the day, but Tyler Menninga and Gravedigger threw down the best freestyle I've seen of the year. So it's going to be kind of hard to beat. Murphy trying to do what he can for the first half of this run. Just keep that momentum going, hitting pretty much everything possible. Sending it to the center of the track. The flow has been very good so far. Tyler Menninga has been the only one with the... Well, I'll just say it, with the balls to jump over the backflip ramp. I couldn't think of a better word, I'm sorry. I really tried. I don't want to say courage, because it's not courage to jump over it. It's, you know, it takes a... Oh, guts. Guts, that's the word. Going for the backflip ramp. Whoa, put it into a moonwalk. Yes, Camden Murphy. Moonwalking it on top of the ramp. Backflip to moonwalk from Camden Murphy. How about that? Exclamation point. Absolutely spectacular run. At 8.895, it's too bad he couldn't fill the clock, but that was amazing. We have had a fantastic freestyle competition today. Charlie Palkin and Monster Mud continues it. Not many trucks remain. In fact, it's just two. He and Ryan Anderson in the Son of a Digger. A nice slap wheelie from Charlie Palkin, a guy who is so good at doing those slap wheelies, and he bumps a dumpster. And that's going to end his run. So he doesn't complete the minimum time, unfortunately. Son of a Digger will be the last truck out. Last but not least, Ryan Anderson, Son of a Digger, off and running, trying to take down Tyler Menninga's 9.777. We have had a great freestyle competition so far. We've had a great weekend here in Miami so far. And Ryan Anderson hopes to cap it off with a bang. Managed to win racing here today. And now he looks to add a freestyle win to his tab. And walk out of here with, well, another very eventful weekend. And there you have it, doing the move he's done. And now every freestyle pretty much for the last month. Little jump to combo on the stoppie. I know that makes no sense, but... Whoa! Big air! Flying! Flying Ryan. I know that's Ryan Disharoon's nickname, but no reason it can't be Ryan Anderson's too. Just bit my cheek on that one. That was an eventful leap. I mean, he's not even a minute into the run, and he just floored it. And again, an absolutely big launch from Son of a Digger. I mean, he is leaping this truck just around the floor. Ryan Anderson turns this truck into a bird. Need to put wings on it. It'll be much more appropriate. He's just a dynamic driver, what he can do in this truck. And again, we're going to go right for the racing lane, just flying over it. It's unbelievable. 30 seconds left. But again, Tyler Menninga had the backflip. He had sick air. He also had the two saves. So Ryan Anderson still has to do a lot in my eyes. This has been a fantastic freestyle. And just like last night, he's really got to step it up. He's having a fantastic run, but not much you can do. Huge freestyle so far to this point, though. I mean, this has just been fun to watch. Whoa! Oh my God, he did another backflip! What the heck? Impromptu backflip! The weekend of impromptu moves ends with a backflip off the side of a ramp. A throwback to Cam McQueen in Jacksonville of 2011 with a phenomenal move. Ryan Anderson, get out of the truck. Salute your fans. There he is. And it's not even enough for him to win. It's a 9.247 and another one of those weekends where Ryan Anderson finishes in second in freestyle with two runs that would have won pretty much 95% of every other freestyle. Look at this again. Completely unexpected. The most unexpected backflip you will ever see. What a weekend we just had here in Miami. What a freestyle competition. Tyler Menninga threw down the freestyle of the year. Ryan Anderson threw down, second place. Doesn't matter what the score is. He got second place again. It's an overall event championship again for Ryan Anderson, who is just running away with the tour right now. It has been an absolutely stellar season from Ryan Anderson here on Stadium Championship Series Yellow, as he has been running away with it. He has a 50-point lead entering Jacksonville. How about that? Tyler Menninga wins freestyle. Ryan Anderson, though, just on a roll. Let's take a look at the upcoming commentary schedule. Next week, Monster Jam will make a trip just across the state as they will go to Jacksonville for one show at TIAA Bank Field for Stadium Tour Yellow. Only one show, so it's going to be a nice quick little commentary. Then I get myself a week off. Then we go to Seattle for one show. Then we have the very highly anticipated Atlanta Speedway show. I am so excited for that. That show last year was a blast. It wasn't for points, but it was so much fun. Then we go to Indianapolis. That's always a good time. Then Syracuse and Philadelphia are on the same weekend this year. That also will be a really good time. Can't wait for that. Thank you so much for watching this weekend's commentaries. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Make sure you leave a like, subscribe, leave a comment on what you think I could do better, what you enjoyed. We'll see you all in the next one.
Tell me pretty lies, look me in the face. Tell me that you love me, even if it's fake.